Oh, Stephen A., like, love, or hate Jay Cutler's response?
I like it. I respect it from the standpoint that he didn't want to get into the muck and mire of it all. So I can understand that. But I also think I like it because he showed some wisdom. What could he say? Let me be very, very clear. Jay Cutler is the worst quarterback in football. I want to be very, very clear about that. The worst. Let me explain. The worst. Because I'm not talking about his talent. I know he's got arm strength. I know he's got athletic ability. I know that he's tough. Last time I checked, people out there, I watched Mike and Mike this morning with Ryan Russillo and Mike Golick. I've listened to people on talk radio. I hear all of these folks in Chicago and beyond bloviating about Jay Cutler. They know he has some hiccups. Nobody's lying about him. Please don't get me wrong. I'm not casting aspersions on anybody, but they keep talking about his abilities. But when we sit back and we judge quarterbacks, what do we always talk about? We talk about intangibles. We talk about leadership. Where the hell is Jay Cutler's intangibles? Where the hell is his leadership? He is a quarterback. There is no quarterback in the NFL devoid of more leadership qualities than Jay Cutler. He walks around looking depressed all the time. The only time I've ever seen him smile is when he was signing a contract, as if he was laughing at the organization in the city of Chicago and a collection of fools all over the United States of America who actually believed he deserved half the damn money he got. He stinks, and that's the bottom line. And he stinks because he has no leadership ability. He does not inspire. He does not galvanize. He does not bring people together. And this is how you need to know this. The new offensive coordinator, I think it's Logains or Loggins, or how you pronounce it, G-A-I-N-S, so I'm going to say Logains. He's the new offensive coordinator that succeeded Adam Gase, who's now the head coach for the Miami Dolphins because of the job he did with Jay Cutler. Now, let's think about the job he did with Jay Cutler. Jay Cutler, did he have 40 touchdowns? No. He threw 21 touchdowns. He threw 11 interceptions. He had a QBR of 60, and you got people acting like let's throw a parade for his sorry behind. He stinks, okay? And the bottom line is this. Not only is that a reality where they're sitting there and they're bloviating about Jay Cutler, but let's be clear. What you're doing is that offensive coordinator, Logains, that is there now, the number one reason he got the job is because of his relationship with Jay Cutler. You know why his relationship with Jay Cutler is such a big, big issue? Because people usually don't have a relationship with him. The players he plays with, the players he throws to, the players he hands off the football to, nobody but Brandon Marshall speaks up for him, which is why Brandon Marshall no longer has credibility when he has something to say about quarterback. Because the fact that he would come front and center and speak on behalf of Jay Cutler immediately strips him of any credibility he has when talking about any quarterback whatsoever. My man Chris Carter, my former colleague here at ESPN, used to say Blaine Gabbert stinks. Well, he's saying that about Blaine Gabbert's ability. I'm not talking about Jay Cutler's ability. I'm talking about his lack of leadership. I'm talking about his selfishness. I'm talking about how distant he is. And I understand that there'll be people out there saying, I know it's type 2 diabetes or whatever it is. The way I look at it, we live in an advanced society where there's medicine everywhere to help you out. I think it goes a bit deeper for Jay Cutler than just that. I think he's who he is. He's always been that way, and he's laughing all the way to the bank with his family. He stinks. He doesn't need to be anybody's starting quarterback, and it's a damn shame that he's actually a topic on this show because Jay Cutler stinks, period.
Well, I wouldn't say it's a shame after that he's a topic on the show. I want to talk about Jay Cutler every day. You're wrong that he's the worst quarterback in the NFL. Look, you just said his QBR. I give you a whole list of guys with worse QBRs than Jay Cutler. Okay, that is true.
Intangible.
We had Mike Tomlin on the show yesterday, and from the first word anyone has ever heard Mike Tomlin utter, you go, man, if I was a player, I would run through a brick wall for that guy. And with Cutler, you're like, man, if I was in a huddle, he couldn't inspire me to walk out of the huddle. Like, I get that. That's why that kind of component of his personality and the fact that he quit in the NFC Championship game, that undermines his value. Obviously, it lowers it from solid middle-of-the-pack kind of NFL quarterback, maybe even high average. It's a very competitive position, but he's a talented guy, to below average. He's a below average quarterback because of everything you just mentioned. But let's not pretend he's the worst. Like, I don't care how uninspiring he is. He's better than Nick Foles. I know Foles had a very good season under Chip Kelly, but if you watched Foles last year, you know Jay Cutler's better quarterback than Nick Foles. I want to talk about what he said directly, because he was criticized, and Bennett said he's the worst quarterback in the league. I loved everything Cutler said about it, except for one thing. Because he took the high road. I loved it, except for one thing. He said, all receivers always think they're always open. That was good. I'm like, okay, I'm with you. I'm with you. Mm-hmm. Maybe Tom Brady will have a better time connecting with him next year. And I thought, Jay, that's the dumbest thing you could say. You had me with you because let me tell you something. Tom Brady will certainly have better success connecting with him.
That's why I don't think it matters.
Because he's the best quarterback who ever lived, and you're running a 2 tight end set with Gronkowski. Of course. So, like, why would you set yourself up where in order to disprove that you're the worst, Tom Brady can't find the guy now?
Hey, but do we even care if he's the worst or not? Because we know he's not the best. Right? But what we do know is that when you say something like this about a former quarterback, it's not about him being able to play or not. Because if you like a dude, you'll say something good about him, or you won't say anything at all. So it's more about the way he relates to his team, he talks to his teammates. I played with somebody who was with the Steelers, went to the Bears, and then came back to the Steelers. And so, you know, the question for me, because I'm nosy, hey, how's Jay Cutler? I can't tell you because in 2 years, we never had a conversation.
Wow.
This is a man that played offense, that he had to throw to, that had to block for him, and he never had a conversation with him. And so if you look at what he says, it's about what I think Jay Cutler would say anyway. He really didn't get into it. It really wasn't inspiring. It really wasn't anything that we should be talking about the exact words, because that's his life. Well, that's the way he acts on the sideline. That's the way he does his interview. I didn't expect him to combat it. And even if he said the thing about Tom Brady, I don't think that brings scrutiny on him because we expect Tom Brady to find him anyway.
Well, I'll tell you where the scrutiny comes with the Tom Brady mention. Maybe. The word maybe. What do you mean maybe? Tom Brady on crutches could throw better than Jay Cutler.
Well, his arm still works, though.
Tom Brady muted. Tom Brady could have a bad case of severe laryngitis and be more of a leader than Jay Cutler. We are talking intangibles. We are not talking athletic ability. We're talking intangibles. A willingness to go out there, ingratiate yourself with the people you need in order to be successful and be a leader from that quarterback position. People who come to the defense of Jay Cutler, make up your mind how you feel about the requirements. And by the way, if you remember, First Take was supposed to be in Chicago on Monday. I don't know this. I haven't heard anything. This is my personal belief. Has nothing to do with ESPN. I believe that the Chicago Bears said no way in hell is First Take coming to Chicago, because if Stephen A. is in the same vicinity as Jay Cutler, who knows what Jay Cutler might try to do to him, because I tell him to his face, he stinks because he's not a leader. He doesn't lead and galvanize troops. And on the NFL level at the quarterback position, that is exactly what you need in order to be successful. He is stealing money from the Chicago Bears. Stealing money. He should be arrested for theft.
All right, let's leave it there. You know who did welcome us? Richmond, Virginia, the Washington Redskins. Their signal caller. There he is over there, Kirk Cousins. Come on out, Kirk. He led his team to NFC East Championship status.
Now, I don't feel that way about him.
He will be with us next.
Okay.
He's probably going to run after that.
See you, bro.
More First Take after the break.
You should know you let it in.